जगज्जालपालं कचत्कण्ठमालं शरच्चन्द्रबालं महादेवकालं नभोनीलकायं दुरावारमायं सुपद्मासहायं भजेऽहम् सदाम्बोधिवासं गलत्पुष्पहासं जगत्सन्निवासं शतादित्यभासं गदाचक्रशस्त्रं लसत्पीतवस्त्रं हसच्चारुवक्त्रं भजेऽहम् रमाकण्ठहारं श्रुतिव्रातसारं जलान्तर्विहारं धराभारहारं चिदानन्दरूपं मनोज्ञस्वरूपं धृतानेकरूपं भजेऽहम् जराजन्महीनं परानन्दपीनं समाधानलीनं सदैवानवीनं जगज्जन्महेतुं सुरानीककेतुं त्रिलोकैकसेतुं भजेऽहम् वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचारूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Hare Krishna and good morning everyone. Today we have all gathered here for an eye-opening session on lifestyle management. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome our guest of honor, Shri S.G. Haridas Ji, Major Dr. Rekha Sinha Ma'am, teachers and students. Today we have Shri Suvarna Gaurahari Ji with us, who is a spiritual mentor at ISKCON, Director of ISKCON Youth Forum, Kumaraswamy Layout, Bengaluru. Shri S.G. Haridas Ji completed BE in Electronics and Communications from RV College of Engineering, Bangalore, and has worked with IBM, ISL for 4 years as Associate Software Engineer. His spiritual journey started from a very young age, where he studied Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata and Bhagavata Purana systematically. Shri S.G. Haridas Ji has been living the life of a monk since last 9 years at ISKCON Ashram. He has given helpful programs for the youth to help them overcome their challenges and bad habits. He visits schools and colleges in Bengaluru, Mysuru, Mangalore, Puttur, etc. for doing value-based educational programs based on Bhagavad Gita. He has conducted seminars at corporate companies like Tech Liver Limited, Esser Steel, etc. He also conducted self-help seminars for doctors and staff at Hillside Hospitals and Udbhava Hospitals. Thank you for gracing the day with your presence, sir. I once again welcome you.
Good morning, everybody. Hare Krishna. So very happy to be here with all the students of JAIN College, the Department of Interior Design, right? So very happy to be here and thankful to Major Dr. Sinha ji for Rekha Sinha ji for arranging this program here. So we have been doing such programs online. The last 2 sessions we had online. So that was the time when people were, the cold had just ended and people had started coming to college. This is the first time we are having here offline event in the seminar hall. So it gives me immense pleasure to be present with all of you. So today they told me to speak on the topic lifestyle management. So before this we have done some programs on art of mind control and stress management, converting stress to smile online. But this is also some very important topic, lifestyle management, which is very relevant to all of us because we are leading a life. We are all on a journey and we are living, and we have to live a long life, and to live a long meaningful life is something very important and we should learn how to do that. Are you able to see this? Most of the people live a life like this, running a rat race, morning to night, running without having any goal, right? And sometimes life becomes a little boring because it's routine. Get up in the morning, get fresh, go to college, and attend classes, then come back home, you're tired, take rest, eat something, play, and then again take rest, get up in the morning, go to college. It becomes like a routine. And the goal of life, most of the people, the only one goal is there in the life right now. That is money, money, money. Right? More sweeter than honey. That's what people say. So that has become the main goal nowadays. And most of the people do this. Eat to survive and then reproduce. And then another element is thinking, what is the goal of life? Eat and survive and reproduce. Eat, survive, reproduce. Eat, survive, reproduce. All the animals are doing this only, right? A cat is doing this, a dog is doing this, elephant is doing the same thing, birds are doing the same thing. But if we also do the same thing, eat, sleep and reproduce, then what is the difference between us and animals? Humans are meant to do something more than eat, sleep or survive and reproduce. So there is a purpose of human life, to do much more than the animals. What is that we'll see? Like some paradoxes of modern times. There are bigger houses but smaller huts. Some people have big, big multi-story buildings, 25-story buildings. One person staying in the whole building. Or one family staying in the whole building. And there are so many employees in the building, maybe 100 employees for one family. And outside there is a board written, beware of dogs. Trespassers will be persecuted, isn't it? Because big home, but small heart. I want to stay in this home, but I'll not allow others to stay in my home. Or people have big lands, but they don't, or people have big money, but they don't donate. Small heart. They want more, but they don't want to give. People want, but they don't want to give and give. But givers are the biggest gainers that they don't realize. क्योंकि ऐसे हिंदी में कहावत है, देने वाले के हाथ में कभी कमी नहीं होता है. Right? So a person who is giving, it always again fills up. Whatever he has given, it gets filled up. So that's the law of nature. There are more medicines, but lesser health. Right? There's so many hospitals, so many modern medicines coming up. But more and more diseases are also coming up, which don't have any cure. With COVID, for example. So it was a disease which had no medicine, but later it was invented. But in future also, some more diseases may come which have no medicine, right? And they'll put us in perplexity. There are more comforts, but lesser time to enjoy those comforts, right? I know some people who have 2-3 bungalows. They have one bungalow in Bengaluru, another in Mysore, another in Madikeri hill station. But they don't have time to go and enjoy those comforts. So they're so busy, working hard to earn money. Right? I heard a statement from one of our spiritual teachers that people, they are working hard to earn wealth, and in the process lose their health. People work hard to gain wealth, and in the process they lose their health and spend that wealth to gain health. Go and give to the doctor, sir, my health is gone bad, please cure it, and spend lakhs of rupees to regain that health. So nowadays you see software engineers, they're working hard. They go in the morning, 2 hours traveling, then come back, 2 hours traveling, and then daytime working hard, sometimes night shifts, sometimes evening shifts. So very irregular lifestyle, because of which they lose their health. And I see some people in the midnight, 11 o'clock, jogging to gain their health. Right? So people do very odd things to get health nowadays. And there's hardly any time to think about these questions. Who am I? This is one of the fundamental questions which every human being must ask. And this is the question which Bhagavad Gita begins with. The first question which Arjuna asked to Krishna, or the Krishna spoke to Arjuna, the answer to his question is, who am I? Nanyaru, what is the goal of life? मैं कौन हूँ? और मेरी जिंदगी का मकसद क्या है? So that's what is the first thing to ask. Why is there pain and suffering in the world? And is there any solution to that? What is the goal of life? Right? Our human life is much beyond, right? Working hard and earning money and enjoying wealth. It's much beyond that, right? So here, are we humans or are we animals? Or are we a combination of both? Yeah. In fact, animals are better than humans in many things. See, in swimming, can we compare to a whale? See, there are many comparisons given here. No, human being can swim at 5 kilometers, 5 miles per hour, right? And a penguin at 22 miles per hour. Octopus 25 miles per hour. Tuna fish 43 miles per hour. And this black marlin shark, it can swim at 80 miles per hour. So animals are, the fish is better in swimming than us. We cannot compete. And in sprint, maybe a human can run at 27 miles per hour, maybe cat 29. But you see cheetah, 61 miles per hour. It's much better than us. And weightlifting, can you compare? Yeah. So the elephant can lift over 661 pounds. And the strongest human can lift maybe 500 pounds or so. And long jump, you see here, snow leopard leaps out 49 feet. So long. So human beings are not meant to compete with animals like this in running or jumping or eating or lifting weights. Human capacity is something else only. Okay. Just like eagle has got sharp eyesight. Right? Eagle has got sharp eyesight. It can see from the top to the bottom. But from the top, what it is seeing? It's seeing rat. It is not seeing something very. It doesn't have high ambition. It's flying high, but it's looking at a rat here. And horse runs fast. Elephant eats a lot and is very strong. Now, what is the speciality of human being? That's the question to be asked. Can anyone here sitting please say, what is the speciality of a human being? Yeah? Brain. Yeah, somebody at the back. Who said that? Okay, you said that. So brain. So your friend is telling human beings have brain. Don't the animals have brain? They have. So what is the difference between human brain and animal's brain? Huh? Thinking capacity. They don't think?
They think, but not as good as us.
Not as good as us. Okay, that's good. But still they think. Thinking capacity is there. If for example a cat, when it has to drink milk in your kitchen, doesn't it think? It puts the first leg front and says, anybody there? Then put the second step. And then goes, and then finds out where is milk and starts drinking. And as soon as there's little sound, it jumps. Finds out the escape route. It's thinking. Now the next question. You said right, but what is the difference between animal thinking and our thinking? That's where the difference is. Yes, somebody said. What is it?
The animals think about their food, how they have to live. They just concentrate on themselves. But humans are like, they tend to copy others. They are focused about people, what they are doing, and I have to copy that. They just don't look after themselves and their life.
Okay, you are saying that animals more concentrate on food.
No, their lifestyle.
Their lifestyle.
Their well-being.
Okay, they don't think about others.
No, they are not. They don't tend to copy other animals. They
Okay.
know what they have to do in life, and they are concentrated towards that.
Okay, wonderful answer. What's your name?
Sushma.
Sushma is saying that they do what they are supposed to do. They don't try to copy others, right? Like a lion will not eat grass, and a cow will not eat lion's food. But human being eats everything, right? So human being tries to copy everybody. So she came very close to the answer. Anybody else would like to attempt? You are coming very, very close, from the brain to intelligence to doing what they're supposed to do. Something more deeper. Let's go more deeper.
Humans express.
Humans express. Express what?
Anything in terms of what they feel.
Okay, we express our feelings. Okay.
But animals, I think they don't, because they don't firstly have the ability to speak.
Okay, so expressing is animals also, they express. For example, we have seen some situations where a dog's cub or a puppy died and the dog is crying, right? When the calf is separated from the cow, mother cow cries, there are tears. So they do have emotions, and as you said, yes, they may not be able to express it. But we have language, we have words through which we express our feelings, isn't it? Okay, very nice. Anyone? Let's go more deeper here. Freedom. So you say animals have freedom or humans have freedom? Humans have freedom. Huh? Humans can do anything because we have more freedom. Very nice. What's your name, please? Preetham is telling humans have been given more freedom. It's a very wonderful answer. Why we have been given freedom is another question to be asked. Why? Why we are so special that we have been given freedom to do so? We have freedom of, like our hands can hold many things, right? We can speak language, we can process language, we can process thoughts and emotions and feelings, right? We can read and write. We have been given the freedom to do all these things. A dog can just bark, bow, bow. That's the only language. And cat can do meow, meow. That's all. So we have been given freedom because humans are special. Humans are special. Because we have special abilities which animals don't have. And that special ability especially is given to us because we can try to achieve the goal of life. That's why. Do you think the animals can come and sit like this for 1 hour listening to lifestyle management? Is it possible? No. Animals, if you bring the animal in this room, it will run around and find out where is its food. That's the only thing it will search. Where is my food? And after eating, it will go and find out where can I sleep. That's all. Eating, mating, sleeping, defending. These are only 4 things they will do. But human beings can come and think and ask questions. What is the goal of life? How should I lead my life? What is the meaning and purpose of life? How can I bring purpose in others' life? How can I be selfless to bring some change in others' life or add value to others' life? These kind of thoughts only a human being can get, animals cannot get. That's why this is the speciality of human being, that we can think about higher purpose of life beyond eating, mating, sleeping and defending. Right? That's why, as Preetham said, we have been given greater freedom. But unfortunately, if you misuse that freedom, we are like animals. So in the Shastras, there is a term used, Nara. Nara means humans or Manushya. And there is Pashu. Pashu means animal. Pashu generally has 4 legs. But there is a special Pashu called Dvipada Pashu. Dvipada Pashu. Human being who does not use his life for serving others is compared to an animal who has 2 legs. Right? We should not become animals, but we should become civilized humans by doing service. So that's what Bhagavad Gita teaches us. So let's see here some quotes about human life. A precious human life. Every day, think as you wake up. Today I am fortunate to have woken up. I am alive. I have precious human life. I am not going to waste it. ಕನ್ನಡ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನರಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಹಾಡು ಕೇಳಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಮಾನವ ಜನ್ಮ ದೊಡ್ಡದು, ಇದು ಹಾಡು ಮಾಡಲು ಬೇಡಿ ಹುಚ್ಚ ಪಗಡಿರ. There's one song, right? Purandara says that human life is very, very, very great. Please don't waste it, oh fools. Please don't waste it. Like that he's writing in a song. And he says that there are different species of life. According to Vedic calculation, there are 84 lakh species of life. And human being is the topmost. And we get this human life after a very, very long time. So we should not waste it. That's what it says. Human life is precious. Don't waste it. I am alive. I have precious human life. Life is a gift of God to us. Human life is a gift of God to us. And what we do with this is our gift to God. How we utilize our life is a gift to God. And gift should be very valuable. So we should not waste this gift. We should utilize it properly. And anytime death may come, anytime, right? There are some people who may not see tomorrow. Yeah. So when I was working in IBM, I had a colleague, and we just spoke the previous day, and the night we went to home. I went to my home and he went to his home. And morning in my inbox I get a mail saying, sorry to inform that our colleague in the night had a heart attack and has passed away. So I don't know. We feel sorry when somebody dies, but that can happen to us also. So human life is very rare, so we should not waste it. We should utilize it, because now we have it, tomorrow we may not have it. And people don't remember what achievements you did. People remember what you did to them. Right? People don't care how much money you have, but people care how much money you used in service of others. That's what people care, doesn't it? So those who did service, they are remembered throughout the history. Right? Human beings have big ego. He wants to be top of the ecosystem, but he doesn't want to be part of the ecosystem. If we live our life like this, you see, the world will be a nice place. But if we live like this, we'll make the world a terrible place. So that's why we should learn how to live our life. So that's called lifestyle management. So today we'll be discussing 4 aspects of our life. And by learning these 4 aspects, we can try to make our life better than what it is now. So you know this dashboard? Every vehicle has got a dashboard. Aeroplane has got a dashboard. And dashboard has many controls and many screens. And by seeing the screen, you can understand the health of the machine. How much fuel is there, what is the temperature, and what is its health, you can understand. And then you have to adjust it, you have to balance it. Right? Dashboard is helpful in balancing our life, or balancing the flight. Similarly, if we have a dashboard of our life, we can have a balanced life. And balanced life is a key to happiness. And imbalanced life, a life of imbalance, leads to misery. Let's see how. So these are the 4 aspects of our life. You see here: physical, mental, social, and spiritual. These are the 4 aspects. P, I, E, and S. P, I, E, S. Physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual. These are 4 broad categories, and our life is, at any point of time, is one of these 4. And if you learn what are these 4, and how to balance them, then our life will be better, healthy. So physical life means diet, sleep and exercise. Mental intellectual means of reading, writing, planning, visualizing, and your college and career, all that comes in this. And social and emotional quotient means feeling of intrinsic security, meaningful relationships, empathy. We'll discuss more about it. Empathy means how do you feel about others, pains and pleasures, and service, contribution. What am I doing to the society? And then spiritual means sadhana, swadhyaya. Sadhana means our own spiritual practice. Swadhyaya means spiritual study, like studying Vedic literatures or religious books. That's swadhyaya. And contemplation and meditation, because just studying is not important. We have to understand, how to think, and how to apply it in our life. That's called contemplation. And then value clarification and commitment. Value clarification means what am I doing? Is it right or wrong? Is it purposeful? What are the consequences of my actions and thoughts? Right? That's called value clarification. Where am I, and whether what path I'm following, is it right, or does it need any correction? It's called course correction. So the spiritual life helps us to have this value clarification. So out of all these four, spiritual quotient is compared to a pole star. It's like the main thing, and all other things should get aligned in that line. Because once you know the goal and purpose of life, then all other things should be aligned in that goal and purpose of life. Then you can be successful. But if your goal is something and you're going in some other direction, you cannot reach. Suppose you're supposed to go to Delhi, but you catch a train which is going to Calcutta. Can you reach Delhi? So similarly, we should know what is the goal, and all our activities should be aligned in that goal. A spiritual quotient is also compared to the steering wheel of a car, right? And all other aspects are compared to the wheels of the car. The steering wheel determines the direction of the car. All other wheels, they just follow the steering, right? So the steering should be properly controlled. So that's the spiritual quotient. So just focusing on physical quotient makes one a good animal. And if you develop our mental and intellectual capacities, it makes us a good craftsman. And you are all students of interior design. So this is your skill, that's what I think. Because interior design means nice designs and creativity, aesthetics, isn't it? So it involves a lot of creativity and craftsmanship. And having good social and emotional quotient makes you a good friend. Right? There are some people who are good at friendship. People hang around them. They're very popular people. Right? So they're in this category. And spiritual people, they become good saints. And they give guidance to others, and people approach them for guidance, support, help, like that. So there's a good saint. So all these four aspects are there, and we have to give certain time to each of these aspects, right? Focusing on all this means what? Giving appropriate time for each of the activity, right? How much time do we need for our physical body? I have given some rough figures here, right? I could have asked you also how much time. Like how much time do we need to sleep every day? 8 hours. Some said 7 hours. Anything lesser than 7? Okay, minimum 6. So that's good. 6 to 7 hours. Especially those who are young, we have a healthy body, so we don't have to sleep too much. Sleeping too much leads to laziness, and sleeping too less makes us short-tempered. So that's why we should have optimum amount of sleep. Right? And then diet, how much time should we eat every day? 3 times? 3 times, morning, afternoon, evening, maybe some snacks in between. Yeah. Takes about 1 hour. If each time you take 10 minutes or 15 minutes, maximum 1 hour. And exercise. Right? How many of you do exercise every day? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 out of you. How many of you take the staircase every day? Okay, that's also good exercise. If you don't have time, just avoid the lift. And doctor said that if you climb about 3 to 4 stories every day, 2 times, you will not get heart diseases. Because these calf muscles are compared to a second heart. So one of the doctors told me that this is called the second heart because this pumps the blood back up. So if you walk the staircase, these muscles become strong and you will not get heart diseases. And other miscellaneous activities, walking, taking a bus or some other activities, like washing your clothes. Right? So some people wash by hand, that's good exercise also. Instead of using washing machine. Okay. So let's go more into physical aspect. So this is a shloka from Bhagavad Gita, from the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna is telling Arjuna that if you want to become happy, have a regulated life. Regulation is the key. And Krishna uses the word regulation 3 times here. Yuktahara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu, yukta swapnava bodhasya, yogo bhavati dukkha. So he is telling this. So if you want to be happy, then you have to have a regulated lifestyle. So what is a regulated lifestyle? See, he was regulated in his habits of eating. Yukta ahara. Ahara means eating. Yukta vihara means recreation. Recreation means playing, sports, such kind of thing. So that's called recreation. Yukta chesta. Chesta means endeavor. Yukta chestasya karmasu. Our activities also should be regulated. Our work should be regulated. Right? There are some people I hear they work 16 hours, 18 hours every day. You know who are the most hardworking people of the world? In which country people are most hardworking? Yeah? I'm not able to hear. Africa? No. There's another country, famous country. Japanese. Right? Sir is telling Japanese. Correct. They're workaholics. They don't take a holiday. On holiday they work more. And in India, Independence Day we take holiday. But Japanese they celebrate Independence Day by working more hard. So workaholics. And one person died in Japan by working hard. I think about 15 days she worked hard, non-stop. So she had that addiction of working hard. And she died. So, yukta chestasya karmas. Yukta swapna bodhasya. Swapna means sleep. Regulated sleeping. So that I said, sleeping too much leads to laziness. Sleeping too less leads to irritation. So one should sleep optimum 6 to 7 hours. 1 day, 2 day, okay. Suppose some emergency is there, you may have a late night, but not on a regular basis. If it goes on for 1 week or 2 weeks, you will see that after that you will see the consequences. Right? I see some engineers who 1 month they have first shift, next month they have second shift, after that they have third shift, night shift. So it's so much changing, the body cannot adjust, it becomes very difficult. So that leads to stress in the body. And what are the symptoms of stress in the body? So they'll have a headache, they'll have body pain, ulcers in the stomach or the mouth, and eyes will be tired, reddish, right? So they'll feel lack of energy. These are all the symptoms of stress. So if you read a regulated life, Krishna says, Yogo bhavati dukkha. Dukkha nash ho jata hai. Dukkha. So this is the secret of happiness. Regulation is the key. And now most of the people lead a irregular life. Khane ke time, there's no regulated time for eating, no regulated time for going to bed, no regulated time for... So it's all prescribed. Let's see more details. Right? 3 health components of healthy body, diet, exercise and relaxation. And what should be the diet? Diet should be sattvic. Sattvic ahara. And nowadays a lot of craze is there about this sattvic ahara. Vegan food is also coming nowadays. Sattvic diet, which is mainly composed of milk products like ghee, and then natural grains, seasonal fruits, sprouts, especially mung. And these are very healthy food and not junk food. What is junk food? Yeah? What is junk food? Chats. Yeah. Pani puri, bhel puri, and all those stuff with which looks red, and which is made of refined flour, maida. So junk food is easy to cook, fast to eat, difficult to digest. That's called junk food. Yeah, junk food you can very quickly cook it and very easy to eat it because you can buy it very easily, but very difficult to digest it. It leads to health complications. And generally too much oil is also used in the junk food, and unhealthy water, sanitary conditions are not so good. Right? Eat proper quantity, don't overeat. Right? Fill the stomach with 50% food. No? If the stomach size is this much, right? Generally they say stomach size is like 2 fists. So should eat half of that and 25% for water. And you're not able to see, there's another line. There should be 25% empty for air to mix. Right? So generally people say that you should eat till here. If you eat till here, then how will the food get digested? No? Right? How many of you know cooking? Oh, many of you know cooking. Right? If you use a mixer grinder, do you fill it full? No, you leave 25% for air. Isn't it? Similarly, stomach is also mixing food. You should leave 25% space for mixing. Otherwise, what happens? Food is not digested. And according to Ayurveda, undigested food is the cause of all diseases. Undigested food, cause of all diseases. And Krishna speaks 3 shlokas in Bhagavad Gita about what to eat and what not to eat. And Krishna says here, we should eat sattvic ahara. Ayu sattva balarogya sukha priti vivardhana rasya snigdha stira hridya ahara satvika priya. Sattvic ahara means what? Food dear to those in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life, that which increases our lifespan, purifies one's existence, gives strength, health, happiness and satisfaction. Such foods are juicy, fatty, wholesome and pleasing to the heart. Rasya snigdha stira hridya. This is the sattvic ahara. Even the strongest animal on the planet is a vegetarian. Who is that? Elephant. The strongest animal. It eats sugar cane, grasses and fruits and trees. It's strong. Even the strongest human on earth is a vegetarian. You can Google it. There's one person, a huge bodybuilder. So he's a vegetarian. And what is food in mode of passion? Food that is too bitter, too sour, too salty, too hot and pungent. Dry and burning. Burning means what? When you eat, it burns in the chest. Right? That will causes burning sensation. Are dear to those in the mode of passion. Such foods cause distress, misery and disease. Dukkha, shoka, amaya prada. Right? खाते समय दुख होता है. Too much chili or too much hot. And after eating, I should not have eaten. Right? And after that, diseases. You have to go to the doctor. So, doctor, stomach pain. Doctor, first question what he will ask? What did you eat? Right? Because our health is very closely connected to what we eat. Right? Suppose you have a petrol car, can you put diesel in that? Yes? No. What will happen? It releases a lot of smoke and engine will get spoiled. Similarly, our body is also like a machine. We should know what to put inside. But people are so careless. कुछ भी आया डाल दो मुंह में. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता. Like Chinese people, I heard, they eat everything on the walking in the ground except cars. Anything that swims in the waters except the boats and ships. Everything that flies in the air except aeroplanes. Everything. We should discriminate what to eat and what not to eat. And what is food in mode of ignorance? Tamoguna. Food prepared more than 3 hours before being eaten. And that which is already, actually 3 hours is like the nutrition remains in the food. After that, nutrition value goes away. Food that is tasteless, decomposed, putrid, and food consisting of remnants of untouchable things is dear to those in the mode of darkness. Like drinking wine. Wine is decomposed fruits or vegetables, that is wine. Right? Alcohol. Sada ke. The more decomposed it is, more value, more cost. That's very dirty substance to be eaten. Right? And even eating from others' plate, because that can lead to diseases. Right? So that's why vegetarian food is recommended. Right? And non-vegetarian food is not recommended because that causes cancer and many other diseases. Right? Some people think that we should eat non-veg food for getting healthy body, but that's not a fact. Even vegetarian food can give better protein than non-veg food also. And then exercise, it helps to remove toxins, keeps you fresh, fit and healthy, gives positive signals to the mind, increases emotional strength, and increases threshold level of survival instinct. These are the benefits of exercise. It is said that we should sweat, right? But nowadays hardly we sweat because we are always in the AC rooms, AC classrooms, or AC metro, AC cab. Hardly there is chance of sweating. But when you sweat, the toxins come out, and that leads to a healthy body. I already spoke about this, 6 to 7 hours of sleep, but when to sleep, that also matters. Right? 9 to 12 p.m. The 3 hours of sleep is equal to 6 hours of rest. That's why those who want to have a good health, they sleep at this time. 12 to 3 a.m. is equal to 3 hours of rest, and 3 to 6 a.m. in the morning is equal to 1.5 hours of rest. So after 4 o'clock is called Brahma Muhurta. It is said that one should get up before Brahma Muhurta and sleep early in the night. Right? Since childhood we have been hearing early to bed, early to rise makes one healthy, wealthy and wise. All of us know this. Right? So how many of you here sleep before 12 o'clock? Okay. Before 11 o'clock? Before 10 o'clock? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. 4, 5 people. 3, 4. How many of you get up before 4 o'clock? 5 o'clock? 6 o'clock? Okay. 7? 8? Okay, all categories are there. Okay. I get up at 4 o'clock and try to sleep before 10 o'clock. So I've been following this lifestyle since last 18 years. So it's a very healthy lifestyle. If I get up late, even 5 o'clock, it feels so late. Because habit has come. Just get up at 4 o'clock. So let's see about emotional quotient. I'll just adjust the screen again so that the portion is clearly visible. So the second part of the presentation is emotional quotient. Emotional quotient means meaningful relationships. You see how the child and the father or the mother is a very healthy relationship. The child feels security in the presence of father or mother, and he feels nourished, secure, happy in their presence. Similarly, if we have good friends in our life, that also gives us a lot of security and confidence. Right? There's emotional factor. Sometimes being with your best friend is all the therapy you need. Right? Sometimes friends are good healers. They remove all your tension, isn't it? A friend is someone who offers you a hand or a listening ear when you need it the most. Right? But how many of you have experienced that? No, you had some problem and you just went and spoke to a friend, it was solved. Just speaking. Yeah, a couple of you are there, correct? It is true, because when somebody hears your problem, you feel so light, as if a big burden from the head is removed. So a friend in need is a friend indeed. Right? There's a proverb. Like, see this wonderful friendship between Krishna and Arjuna. Arjuna was in great trouble in the beginning of Kurukshetra battlefield. Actually, throughout life there was many troubles, and Krishna was always there with Arjuna to help him. And especially in the beginning of this battle, Arjuna totally lost hope. He said actually, Krishna, I don't feel like fighting, I want to run away. Better let me take sannyas and run away from this battle. I want to give up my duty. Then Krishna spent 1 hour with Arjuna, counseling him that how you should do your duty. We should not escape. We should not be an escapist. And he spoke entire Bhagavad Gita. If you read entire Bhagavad Gita, it's all about Krishna speaking to Arjuna, Arjuna asking questions to Krishna. So in the beginning of battlefield, beginning of the battle, this is the scene. And after hearing Bhagavad Gita, this is the scene. Arjuna says, "Stop fighting karte. Let's do our duty." Because he got confidence. And Arjuna was not fighting for his own selfish needs, desires. I have to conquer this kingdom, I have to make my name famous. No, it was Dharma Yuddha. Because it was wicked versus the wise, virtuous versus the sinful. So that was the battle. And Krishna wanted Arjuna to become. Arjuna was like a police, and he was supposed to bring peace in the world. That's why Krishna wanted him to fight. In our government also we have, right? Central Reserve Peacekeeping Force. Sometimes to bring peace, you have to use force. Right? So that was Arjuna, and Arjuna had to do this duty. So he fought. But there is bad friendship also. Sometimes bad friends can ruin your life. So this is an example of Karna and Duryodhana. Both of them were ruined because of the mutual friendship. Because their friendship was not selfless, it was selfish. Duryodhana is thinking, if I have Karna on my side, he can kill Arjuna. That's why I'll make friendship with him. And Karna was thinking, because Duryodhana has made me the prince or the king of Angadesh, I'll be his friend. Uska dosti kabhi nahi todunga. They had personal motives for being each other's friend, but Krishna and Arjuna had no personal motivations. That friendship was pure. Now, third aspect is intellectual. No need to discuss much about this because you are already getting a lot of training, education, you are studying a lot of courses to sharpen this aspect of your life about intellectual things, and your career is mainly based on this. And the last aspect is spiritual quotient or spiritual life. Spiritual life means it is your personal life. It's your personal life, actually, and it's the most important aspect of your life because that is like the rudder of the ship, which determines the direction of your life. And it involves asking questions like, who am I? What is the goal of life? What is the purpose of life? These kind of things. And to understand this, we need to dive deep into spiritual books. The Bhagavad Gita says, that who am I? I am not this body. Gita says that I am the owner of this body. Like we are not the car, but we are the owners of the car. Car and the owner of the car is different. Similarly, we are not this body, but we are the owner of the body, or we are the resident of this body. And we are controlling this body. The Atma inside this body is seen through the eyes, hearing through the ears, smelling through the nose, and speaking through the mouth. Right? Eyes themselves cannot see. Right? Eyes are like camera. Can camera see? But who is seeing through the eyes? It's me, Atma. It's you who is Atma within this body. You are listening through your ears. Are the ears listening? You are listening through your ears. I am speaking through my mouth. Right? These are all the instruments. All the senses are the instruments which God has given us to live in this world. But I am not these instruments. I am the owner of these instruments. Right? And the body itself is an instrument. I am the owner of this instrument. God has given this to me. So, Bhagavad Gita goes and explains this point that I am Atma. And if we disconnect ourselves from God, it is like, what a wonderful analogy. It explains that putting a fish out of water. When you put a fish out of water, can it be happy? And you bring it in a nice podium like this, put it on a sofa and give it nice magazines to read, Apple phones to enjoy, and nice dishes to eat. Can it be happy? How many of you say that fish can be happy here in this room? No. What is one thing that fish wants? That's all. Similarly, we are spirit soul, Atma, and we are thinking that by getting these modern gadgets, the latest phones, the computers, watching the latest movies, and eating the latest stuff, I can be happy. Or having the latest car, the latest design home, I'll be happy. No, these are all like giving facilities to the fish, but fish needs water. Similarly, Atma needs union with God. Atma, when we are in touch with God, in service of God, then we'll be happy. That's what Atma needs. That's all. You see that nowadays so many material facilities are there, but people are still having stress, depression, anxiety, bad habits, so many things. Why? Because that connection to God is lacking. So we have to connect ourselves to God by the process of yoga. Yoga means to connect to God. And the best and easiest process of connecting to God is called chanting or prayer. Offering our daily morning and evening prayers to God. And there are many benefits of chanting also. I'll tell you more about chanting soon. See, in our mind there are many thoughts, positive thoughts, negative thoughts, necessary thoughts, and waste thoughts. Positive thoughts like joy, love, hope, mercy, peace, honesty, harmony, tolerance, enthusiasm, understanding, these are all positive thoughts. And the negative thoughts like anger, stress, the egoism, racism based on color or nationality, laziness, revenge. Like these are all negative thoughts, right? When you feel revengeful, your mind gets disturbed. You cannot focus on studies. Carelessness, criticizing others, finding faults in others, becoming jealous, right? Attachments. These are all negative thoughts. These cripple our mind. These thoughts will cripple our mental performance. And there are some necessary routine thoughts like work. You have to come to the college, you have to go back home, or you have to buy certain things, you have to do your career, right? And your profession. These are necessary thoughts, right? But there are some waste thoughts. What are waste thoughts? Like daydreaming. Daydreaming means your eyes are open but you're dreaming. So that's called worrying about the past and future. They are waste thoughts. Right? Some people worry too much, and because of worrying too much, they cannot study, isn't it? It's a common experience among students. You're sitting with a book open, 1 hour has passed and still you're on the same page. Why? Because mind is worrying either about the past or future. So the mind is compared to a bird with two wings. One is past and another is future. So to cut those two wings, then it will sit steadily. So you have to stop worrying about the past and future. You should plan for the future surely, but you should act in the present. Planning is not wrong. You should plan for the future to achieve your goal, but you should work in the present. But while working in the present, if you worry about the future, your work is spoiled. Right? So withdraw mind from negative and wasteful thoughts, focus it on positive and necessary thoughts. So imagine if you can remove this portion, negative thoughts and waste thoughts, only positive and necessary thoughts remain. How peaceful we will be. Right? Sometimes you experience a virus entering your system, computer, it hangs, right? Once virus enters, it hangs. And sometimes the worms are also there, they grow, and then the whole system has to be formatted. Similar, our mind is also like a processor having many kinds of thoughts, and these negative thoughts are the viruses. These viruses will decrease our performance, so we have to remove them. So in order to remove the virus, we put antivirus. So what is antivirus? That's the mantra. The chanting mantras removes these viruses. So if the viruses are there in the mind, he'll be like this, crazy. And how these viruses come? Because we are taking them through our ears and our senses, right? Eyes and ears. Garbage in, garbage out. You have this, you know these formulas, right? Computer students will know this. GIGO. Garbage in, garbage out. If there is a trash bin, if you put whatever you put, it will come out. Similarly, mind is also like that. Whatever you put through the eyes and ears, through the senses, that will only come out. People who watch a lot of movies, you see their speech, it will be like matching the what hero is speaking or heroine is speaking. Hairstyles will be same as what movies they are watching, isn't it? Because they try to imitate. So garbage in, garbage out. Positivity in, positivity out. Negativity in, negativity out. Good in, good out. So we have to be very careful what kind of scripts we are taking inside our brain. So that's why we should read positive books. Books which inspire us. There are so many positive books available. And the last point which I want to mention here is about mantra. Man means mind. Tra means trayate. Manas trayate iti mantra. That which delivers the mind from all negativities, that's called mantra. You see this person is sitting so peacefully and doing meditation. Right? So what is the benefit of mind management? Freedom from negative emotions, eliminates distractions, brings focus in life, and grants peace and satisfaction and happiness. And especially in ISKCON we chant this mantra. Of course, some of you also may be chanting some mantras. How many of you are doing some sort of meditation? In your place, in your home, some sort of meditation you're doing. 1, 2, 3. Yes, madam also does. Okay, behind some people are doing. It helps a lot actually. This sort of meditation, focusing your mind on mantra, helps you to calm your mind. And with that peaceful, calm mind, your performance will be amazing. Right? So many of even our students who are here, who have come here, they also chant every day. They do meditation. And by meditation you get mental strength. You don't get disturbed so easily. You can remain focused in your work because you have got this strength, that positivity. And God is the source of all positivity. So when we connect to Him, we also carry that positivity. So that's why the Shastras also recommend chanting of mantras like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It is a simple mantra, only 3 words are there, Hare, Rama and Krishna. And repetition of this mantra is very, very beneficial. In fact, scientific research has been done in this. In the Western universities, I have another paper I can share it with all of you. It's a scientific research paper. How a group of people were made to chant Hare Krishna mantra. Another group of people were simply told to hear some music, some keyboard or sitar music kind of thing. And another set of people don't do anything. Like this, there are different comparisons done, and they found out that those who are chanting this Hare Krishna mantra, they are much more peaceful and happy in their life. Right? They are able to handle stress and anxieties in life. Because nobody can avoid anxieties. It will come, but how you deal with it, that's in our hands. So if we chant these mantras, we'll be able to get the strength to deal with challenges in life. So this is a simple mantra. Can we chant once together? Can we repeat? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But how we actually do japa is like this. When you go home, we can do like this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Like this. So a little faster. So when you do this kind of meditation, so it will pacify the mind immediately. Whenever you are feeling angry, whenever you are getting any negative emotions or any temptations, wrong temptations, immediately switch to this mode. Start chanting the mantra. Mind will immediately get pacified. So many people chant Hare Krishna mantra. Everything started happening for me when I began chanting Hare Krishna. He says. Even Albert Brushford, owner of Ford Motors, he also chants Hare Krishna. He is disciple of Srila Prabhupada, who is ISKCON's founder Acharya. Chanting Hare Krishna has made a tremendous impact in my life. Dr. N.D. Desai, he also chants. I have been chanting Hare Krishna for many years and I have never found anything more pleasurable. Rishket Mahamofatlal, CEO of Mahamofatlal Fabrics, he says, chanting Hare Krishna has helped me face all the ups and downs in my life with great confidence and peace of mind. Annie Shoffus, she says, she was a model but she became a Hare Krishna. By starting to chant Hare Krishna, I feel tremendous happiness. Marco Ferrini, Italy's top furniture designer, he says, chanting makes me feel close to God. David Wolf, he says, Mahamantra significantly reduces stress, depression, and mode of ignorance, and considerably increases mode of goodness. So, you can chant Hare Krishna and be happy. So, I end my presentation here. So, thank you so much for your patient listening all throughout for almost an hour. So, basically today I discussed, in the beginning I discussed about the importance of human life. We are different than animals and we can make our life special by service and also trying to understand and discuss these important topics of life, what we did today, like who am I, what is the goal of life. Then we came to the point of lifestyle management. There are 4 aspects to our life. First is the physical aspect, second is intellectual aspect, third is emotional aspect of life, then the spiritual aspect of life. Then each of these categories we discussed several points of how to balance them. And then we ended with the spiritual quotient, spiritual aspect. And wherein the most important thing is meditation. And especially chanting is very easy sort of meditation. There are other kinds of meditation also like silent meditation. But chanting is proven to be most effective in this modern age. Okay. Thank you so much. So I'd like to thank Rekha Madam for giving this chance and all the teachers and the students for being here.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I think we can have few questions from all the students. Maybe the first question can be from me. I think whatever we are doing throughout our life is for one goal, is to get happiness. Whatever we are doing, it's for happiness. So is happiness measurable? And what is the way that we can get that happiness? Is my question.
So, Madam has asked a beautiful question. And what all, everything we're doing in this life is to get happiness. And is happiness measurable? And what sort of happiness we should aspire for? So, that's true, the first point which you made, everybody looks for happiness. If there is no happiness in something, person won't do that. Right? Now all of you are studying. Why are you studying? Yeah? For a happy life. How will you become happy by studying? Earning money, yes, ultimately it comes to money. Right? You want to study, you get good grades, you get a good job, make a good career, and you get good money, then we think money will buy happiness. Right? That's why people are working hard. But can you go and ask some rich people, are you happy? Yeah? What will be the reply? You have to go and ask him, then only he will say, are you happy? Yes, he thinks I am happy, but there's a lot of anxiety to maintain his wealth. There are so many eyes on his wealth. People are waiting for an opportunity to rip that wealth, isn't it? That happens. Everybody is in anxiety. Everybody is searching for happiness. But the interesting thing is nobody has caught happiness. And if I have time, I can show you a video. Is it okay? There's a video. Happiness is like this. Happiness is visible. It appears to be in reach, but cannot be reached. So, beautiful statement Vedas say about this. Kutra shisha shruti sukha. ಎದುರು ಸುಖ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. There is real happiness. People have heard that it is there, but nobody has experienced it like this person. Even he caught it, but he could not enjoy it. It is like that. So Krishna and Bhagavad Gita says there are two kinds of happiness. One is material happiness, sensual happiness, and there is spiritual happiness. And the happiness which is of the senses is short-lived. Adiyantavantah kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. Krishna says in 5th chapter of Gita. So yehi samsvarsha jab hoga dukkha yone evate. That happiness which is born of contact of senses and sense objects, it is short-lived. So intelligent person will not endeavor for that pleasure. For example, eating, sleeping, or watching nice videos or movies, right? So all this gives pleasure. All our senses. Actually, pleasure means what? Satisfying our senses. That's what is basic definition of sensual pleasure. Eyes, nose, skin, taste. All that. Taste is the topmost. There are so many hotels around. But that is short-lived because after some time it becomes boring. It becomes boring. You need a change. Change of food, change of place, change of movies, change of heroes. All those is required because it becomes boring after some time. Adiyantavantah kaunteya. Even our body also becomes old and we cannot enjoy. When you become old, you don't have teeth to eat. How do you eat? Right? So angam galitam galitam mundam dashanavihinam jatum tundam gurutva yati gruhatva dandam tadapina munchati asha pindam. There is desire to enjoy, but Shankaracharya says that you cannot enjoy in the old age. So the happiness of the senses is short-lived. But spiritual happiness, ramante yogino anante satyanande chidatmani iti ramapade naso parabrahma vidiyate. There is spiritual happiness which is unending. It is unlimited. It doesn't end with death. So an intelligent person should aspire for spiritual pleasures. So Krishna says, yes, we are looking for happiness, but we have to look at the right place. Then we'll be happy. Right? So right now we are looking for happiness in sensual pleasures, but actually we should look for happiness in spiritual pleasures. So that is real happiness. Does it answer your question?
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you so much. Can we have few questions? Any question? Pertaining to the topic or just to understand life better, or if you have something which has disturbed you or something which you want to ponder upon, you want to know more, into introspect. There are many things. So anything for that matter, you can feel comfortable and ask. You'll definitely get a very good answer. Yes. Yeah, I think you have to be, you can come here.
Namaste, sir. My question was like, as you said, Krishna was always there for. Arjuna, yeah, right. But was always Arjuna also there for Krishna when he had any problems? Or Krishna solved by himself?
What's your name?
Mahek.
So friendship is a very divine thing here in between Krishna and Arjuna. Here the difference is that Arjuna was a mortal human like us, but Krishna is God. So Krishna is self-satisfied, yet in the service of his devotee, Krishna became the driver of Arjuna also. He helped Arjuna in all aspects. And Arjuna also was reciprocating with Krishna by serving Krishna. And there was no time when Krishna was in any problem. Because of being almighty, all powerful, he could handle everything himself. So there is a difference. But if you see, there are other friendships also in Bhagavatam which explain how Sudama and Krishna also had a good friendship. Right? And in this case, Krishna is still the Supreme Lord, and Sudama was a poor Brahmana. And Sudama went to Krishna for help, and Krishna, even without asking anything, Krishna supplied unlimited wealth to Sudama. So Krishna can solve all our problems, and Krishna is never in any problem. So that is a different example. But in our ordinary dealings between two mortals, two humans, we should always be available for each other. Right? So we should not be like Duryodhana, Karna, or Drona and Drupada. You know, there is another story of Drona and Drupada. Dronacharya and Drupada, they were also school friends. And Drupada promised that once I become the king, I will give half my kingdom to you because you are my very dear friend. And when Drupada became the king, Dronacharya was very poor and he didn't have even milk to feed to Ashwatthama. So wife says, no, can you go and ask some help from Drupada? So when he goes to meet Drupada, Drupada refuses to meet him. He says, you are such a poor fellow, you came to be my friend, get lost. He insulted him and sent him away. And Drupada became so Dronacharya became very angry. And he said, I will take revenge because I have been insulted. And Drupada has broken his promise. So that's when Dronacharya went to the Kurus, Kuru Vamsha, and taught Kurus, including Arjuna and Pandavas. And as Guru Dakshina, he asked, I want Drupada caught alive. Don't kill him, bring him alive, because I want to take revenge. So this Drupada's friendship with Dronacharya was motivated friendship. Right? Karna and Duryodhana was motivated friendship. But Krishna and Arjuna was unmotivated, pure friendship. Does that answer? Yeah. Thank you.
Next question. Next question. Can I tell your name?
Namaste, sir. My name is Dhanushri. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾತಿದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವುದು ನಮ್ಮನೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿರುವುದು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಅಂತ. ವಿ ಆಲ್ ನೋ, ನಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಕ್ಕಿದೀವಿ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಯಾಕಂತ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ?
ಕನಕದಾಸರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿರುವುದು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ, ಕದ ಬಾಗಿಲಿರೋ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಮನೆ ಇದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So it's true. In English, how many don't understand Kannada? Okay, majority. So that song says that our real home is there, and this is our false home. Allide namma mane, illide summane. Mane means home. Summane means false home. So in this song, Kanakadasa is telling a very important fact, that there is real world and there is unreal world. Not false, it is unreal. Appears to be real, but it is unreal. Perverted, like a reflection. Krishna tells this in Bhagavad Gita 15th chapter. Urdham olam madashakham ashwattam prahuravayam. So in that he says there is a tree which is upside down, inverted tree. But we don't see inverted tree here in the world. We can see the inverted tree only in the reflection. If there is a pond and there is a tree on the side of the pond, the reflection is there in the river or the pond. So the reflection is false. It exists as long as water exists, or the surface of the water exists. So similarly, this material world and spiritual world. Spiritual world is the real world, and material world is the reflection of the spiritual world. This is a very important concept which Krishna explains in Gita. It's fundamental. After knowing the soul, Atma Elinda Bantu. It came from God's abode. Why it came here? Because of disobeying God, we came here. Devarana Marutu, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ವಿ. So we are suffering because now we are trying to enjoy the reflection. Right? One person was there, he came to the river to take a bath and he saw mango inside. Yellow color mango shining inside. He tried to jump and catch the mango, to taste the tasty mango. He jumped like this, like that, he was not able to catch only. And finally one person came and he said, "What are you doing?" "I'm trying to catch the mango." "Hey fool, upar dekho." Upar hai mango. It is a reflection you are trying to catch. Real mango is above. Similarly, we are trying to catch false happiness here, the reflection, the unreal mango, but we have to go and catch the real mango, which is spiritual world. Okay, whenever somebody dies, they pray that no, Vaikuntha Samaroha, let him go to Vaikuntha. Why? Because that is the real word, Vaikuntha. Kunta means material word. ये भौतिक जगत के कुंठांत करिता है. Vaikuntha means place where there is no miseries, the place of only happiness. That is spiritual world. So Ali de nama mane ile bande sumane. So we have to go back to that word. That's the goal of life. And chanting Hare Krishna, doing bhakti will enable us to go back there very soon.
My next question is on behalf of the students, especially I think youngsters. They would like to know whether God exists and what is the proof that God exists.
Let me ask them only, what gives you faith that God exists? How many of you believe in God? Majority is there. Right? Most of them. How many are doubtful? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 10 of them. Some people raise hand for both. I noticed.
It's a dilemma.
They are doubtful. So, of course, previously it was half raised. It was full raised. Okay, those who had raised their hands, what gives you faith that God exists? Something should be there, no? As a blind faith. Yeah?
You can just say.
Yeah. So many proofs, okay? Okay? Okay, Ram Setu is there. Okay, there are evidences. Okay? Like Rama Setu is there. And the places where God did pastimes like Mathura, Dwarka are still there. You're telling me. Okay, any other?
One example was the one you only said, like when we chant God's name, we feel peace and we calm ourselves down when we are stressed or something. So you told that when we chant, then we feel it. Why do we feel like that? Why can't we just feel peace when we listen to the songs? So there is a difference.
Very nice point. She's telling that when you chant, you feel peaceful. So God is helping. When you pray, some prayers are answered, then your faith grows. Doesn't it? It's a very nice answer. Thank you. Any other? Yes, it is.
It's okay. Since we are talking about God, my question is: do you think there is only one God or different gods? And here we have like William Blake, for example. He said, "Is it possible the same God who creates the tiger creates the lamb or deer?" So.
Yeah.
He's from Syria.
Syria. Yeah. So Jimmy sir is asking question that is there one God or multiple gods? And the same God, he created the lamb and the tigers. So that's the question. So, by definition of God, God cannot be two. It has to be one. Advitiya, that's mentioned in Shastra also. God can be only one. There cannot be two gods. If there are two gods, then again there is. It cannot be two actually. God means one, supreme person, the creator. So, but it is possible that the same person can be addressed by different names. It can be different names. Like each one of you have different names. at least 2 or 3. And birth name will be something, your legal name will be something, your nickname will be something. Even God has different names. So we call him Krishna, we call him Rama, Allah, Christ, Jehovah. Say one person. Like you say sun in English, right? So in Sanskrit, Surya, Dinesha, Bhaskara. कन्नड़ದಲ್ಲಿ सूर्य ಅಂತ है. हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं? सूरज. सूरज बोलते हैं. Right? What do they call it in Syrian? Sun.
Okay, Shams.
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 So, but it is one object whom we are calling. So similarly, there is one God called by different names, and same object may appear different in different people. For example, the diamond from this side may look yellow, and this side green, and this side white or purple. Same diamond can appear different from different directions because it is reflecting different light, but one object. Similarly, people may have different understanding about the same God based on their realization about God. So that's why there are so many different religions, different scriptures about God. But it is essentially one God they are talking about, but the details and differences will be different. So that's what even Gita talks about. There is only one God.
Next question from one.
But there is a point to that also, that lamb and the tiger. You missed that.
Yes, William Blake actually.
William Blake. Yes. God created all the species. That's true. Right? So God created humans, animals, birds, reptiles, plants, everything He created. But we chose what we want to be. We are essentially souls. The soul chose, okay, I want to be a lamb. God says, okay, be a lamb. Okay, I want to be a tiger. I want to eat like a tiger. Okay, become a tiger. If you want to eat flesh, or have a desire to eat flesh, become a tiger. So based on our desires and in Sanskrit there is a term called karma or activities. We get a body. God awards us a different body. It's not God forces us to be in that body, but we chose to be in that body.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So I have one question. I was listening to this podcast where people imbibe the quality of the mantra that they're chanting. For example, if it is a Shaivite who is chanting Shiva mantra, they imbibe the quality of that. And if it is Krishna, you see that people are becoming more joyous. What is your thoughts on that? And why do we have different mantra if we have only one God?
Thank you, madam. So it's true, every mantra refers to one person, one power. So those who chant Krishna mantra, they come closer to Krishna. But it is also said that whomever you think about, you acquire those qualities, his qualities. So somebody is thinking about a film star, he'll start acquiring the qualities of that film star. So there was one famous actor who was smoking cigarette with different style, and people started copying that quality. They become like that. It is said that whomever we meditate and think on, we acquire his qualities automatically. So that's why it is said that we should have good ideal people, role models in our life. And if you think about people like Krishna, Arjuna, Rama, we acquire those qualities. And to have a sadhana, to go closer to them, there are mantras. So we chant the mantras. And what is your later question?
If there is one God.
If there are so many mantras. So there is only one God, and there are many gods. There is only one capital God God, and there are many assisting gods. They are called Devatas. So even in Bhagavata Puranas, in Vedic literatures, there is only one Supreme Lord, like one Prime Minister for the country. There cannot be two Prime Ministers. There can be a President, Vice President, and other cabinet ministers. But essentially there is only one Prime Minister. Similarly, in the whole universal government, there is only one Prime Minister. And there are many other gods like Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, Agni, Durga. They are all assisting gods who are taking care of different departmental functions. Like there is one dean college, and there are many HODs, there are many teachers, staff, like this. So the hierarchy is there. So generally people misunderstand that these other gods to be the supreme god. That's a mistake. Even Ganesha, Kartikeya, they're all like assisting gods who are assisting Supreme Lord Krishna. Etecham Sakara Pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So the Supreme Lord Krishna is assisted by all other devatas in the job.
How do we have this spiritual bend of mind in today's time, in materialistic world? How do we dedicate little bit of time, maybe reading one chapter of Bhagavad Gita or reading your favorite shloka? Because when you say in today's world, in peer groups, if you say, oh, I have spiritual bend of mind, they segregate you. They look at you differently, but it should be common. It should be something like everyone should have a spiritual bend of mind.
Thank you, ma'am. May I know your name, ma'am? Supraja. So, madam is asking that how should we have a spiritual bent of mind? I would say there is no option. We have to have a spiritual bent of mind if you want to be happy. There is no other alternative. Actually, people think that I am a human being and I am supposed to have a spiritual life. It is not true. Actually, we are spiritual beings on a human journey. We are spiritual beings in a human life. So we have to be spiritual and we have to take out time for that to realize it. How we do that? By dedicating some time every day. Right? God has given us 24 hours. 24 hours, big time, long time. And some people think it is short, but actually it is, we waste most of the time. That's our problem. God has given 24 hours. Why can't we give back some time to Him? Right? Right? God has given us time, we give back time to Him. God has given Ganga river. When you go to worship Ganga, you take Ganga pani and Tera Tushko Arpan. So, similarly, we offer our time back to Krishna. So, take out some time in the morning, some time in the evening. Make it as part of your schedule. We have another seminar called time management. So, how to manage our time? We have to allocate time for all these things. There in spiritual part, I had put about 2 hours daily. If you can take out some time in the morning, if you feel 2 hours is too much, start with half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening. And what to do in that? Just chant Hare Krishna mantra 10 minutes and read a shloka of Gita 10 minutes. And maybe you can hear a video or a podcast. Share your habit of hearing podcasts. That's wonderful. You can hear podcasts. We have so many online courses happening. So I conduct many Gita courses online and go to offline programs like this and share my thoughts. So I have done many Bhagavad Gita classes and courses. So you can attend those programs and begin the journey somewhere. So simple, morning half an hour, evening half an hour, you can devote. There's a big difference in your life. Krishna doesn't expect you 24 hours whole day and keep chanting and become a sadhu. No. Arjuna was not a sadhu. He was a warrior and he was spiritual. He was spiritual because he listened to what Krishna told him. Right? So we can begin our journey with half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening. That should be good enough. Yes.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. You are enlightening us with so many the things I think we keep pondering. Maybe we feel a little uncomfortable at times to ask these questions, but I think when we are all alone, we do get these questions, and still, we feel, in spite of having all these things, we feel very incomplete at times. I'm talking about myself over here, with so many years of experience and things like that. But I have many questions. I have many things, and yes, as you have given the assurance, it looks like you are representing, the parampara. And this assurance that when we read something, that's a bona fide scripture, what you mentioned over here is about Bhagavad Gita. I think, which I have heard, that's a manual of life, is surely going to take care of me. Can we get that assurance, Prabhuji, today? That this manual is going to take care of me, is going to take care of all these children, is going to take care of their future as well. Can you give me this assurance, Prabhuji?
Actually, Krishna himself gives assurance in Bhagavad Gita that if you surrender to me, Krishna says, I take care of you. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshayashami. Ma sucha, don't worry. Some people think that by being spiritual, one becomes outcast. He becomes separate. He lives a different life. He's not happy. No, there's all misconceptions. Actually, in fact, once you start your spiritual journey, you realize this is the best. This is the best life we can lead. So there is assurance, and there are practical proofs. So many devotees all over the world, not just Indians, America, London, Russia, China, Japan, Australia, everywhere people are reading Gita and chanting Hare Krishna. Then Albert Einstein was reading Gita. Even Mahatma Gandhi was reading Gita. And great scholars, philosophers, educationalists, kings were reading Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is a universal book. Even Narendra Modi ji, when he went to Japan, what did he give to the Prime King of Japan? Bhagavad Gita. वो बोले कि इससे बढ़कर मेरे पास देने के लिए कुछ है नहीं और लोगों के इससे बढ़कर कुछ चाहिए नहीं. ऐसे बोला मैंने. Because he is reading Gita and is trying to practice the principles of Gita. We also should try to start read Gita. Actually, if you want to know how is the dish, you have to taste it. Right? Proof of the pudding is in eating. Similarly, if you want to see how Gita helps you, start practicing it. And one of the aspects is start chanting. Start doing some meditation every day. Then you yourself come and say, it works. Right? So, I can give assurance, but you will believe in my assurance only when you practice. Right? If you don't practice, then you may not believe in assurance. So, you have to start practicing.
Thank you.
So, as you said that there's just one supreme God and there are many other gods like HODs and everything. So, who according to you is the main God, is the deity? Like you might say Krishna, some might say Shiva. If I go to a church, they might say Jesus Christ, some might say Allah. Even I'm a Jain, so I might say Mahavir Bhagwan. So, who according to you is the supreme God?
The name?
Abhishek.
Abhishek. So, it's a good question. So, I'll not tell my opinion here. Okay. So, because each one's opinion is different. Ultimately, you have to believe in the opinion of the Creator. Now, you mentioned different names of personalities who people believe that they are God. Even some people believe Ganesha is supreme Lord. Ganesha is just about Deva, Deva, Ganapati Deva, Tumse Vadkar Pawan, Tumse Vadkar Pawan. People say that, but sometimes all those talk is sentimental. Because I worship you, you should be God. So that's the intrinsic mood in that. Because I am Indian, that's why India is great. That's the mood generally. Or somebody is born in Russia, he says Russia is great because he is Russian. Or maybe like that. But these are all sentimental beliefs. So that is not the criteria for understanding who is God. So you should go and ask God who is God. Right? So now one of the greatest pramana, now I come from the faith where we read Vedic books. And in the Vedic books, many statements are there which say that God is only one, Advitiya. So if God is one, not two, then who is God? That's the question which comes. And then there are clear statements in the Vedas which say that Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Indrari Vyakulam Lokyam Radiyanti Yuge Yuge. And every yuga, Krishna comes to this world in different forms, incarnations. He may come as Rama, he may come as Narasimha, Vamana, maybe Dashavatara is there. And there, apart from Dashavatara, there are unlimited other avatars also. They are all one. Again, you may not say God is two, okay, Krishna and Rama, they are two, no, it's all one. It's one unit, one tattva. They come as one. Even Rishabhadeva, he is also God, is Krishna's avatar. I'm sure Jains believe in Rishabha, Pratama Tirthankar. He is Vishnu. His story comes in Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? Rishabhadeva. There is the Rishabha hills where he left this mortal world. So, it is essentially one only. So, and then Shiva is also the slight difference between Shiva and Krishna, which is those who read Gita and Puranas, they understand what is Tattva of Shiva. Very simple to understand. Brahma Samhita says Krishna or Vishnu is like milk and Shiva is like curd. And so there is no difference between milk and curd, but still there is slight difference. It's processed milk. Kshiram yatha dadi vikara vishesha yoga. By vishesha yoga, by vishesha process, you transform milk into curd. So that is Shiva. So Shiva has a particular function in this world of destruction. He is in charge of destruction, Tamoguna. He is also Gunavatara. He is Tamoguna Avatara, Shiva. Brahmaji is Rajoguna Avatara. Vishnu is Sattuguna Avatara. The three Guna Avataras. For these three Gunas, Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic Gunas. It's like this. So all the differences can be reconciled once you dive deep into the Shastras. But then nowadays the problem is people don't have time to read. And most of the information they get is through newspaper and television. And what is the proof that what TV is saying and what the newspapers are saying is it fact? You have to go to the original books and refer to them. Then you'll get the real knowledge. And you also mentioned about Christ. There is no difference between Christ and Krishna. There is one. And Jesus said, I am Son of God. And Christ is God. But he did not describe clearly the form of Christ and then the activities of Christ, because the audience whom he was speaking to was of certain level. But the same things are described in Vedas in more detail. I have a whole presentation on the similarities in Vedic teachings and the Christianity. The details are different, but essentially the teachings are the same. Okay.
Yes, I have a question.
Any other question?
Yes, ma'am. So as we know that God is the creator and so God is able. My question is, what is the role of God or what is the message of God in wars? Unfortunately, most of the countries are still suffering because of wars like Syria, Afghanistan. We cannot imagine how many children have been killed and people for more than 50 years. So sometimes I may ask, why God has chosen such kind of people or countries to suffer? So what is the role of God in wars or what is the message of God? Thank you.
Nice question. So it's a globally relevant question nowadays. Many wars happening around, sometimes cold wars, sometimes hot wars happening in this world. So now, did God create the wars or we are creating the wars? That's another question to ponder about. Because God made this world for us. Now we exploit the world. And God gave us land, we made the borders. Who made the borders? We made the borders. And then we are fighting. This is my land, don't come in my land. That's your land, be there. So we created borders and then we are fighting over the borders. So that is a narrow-minded understanding of world. So there is one statement in Vedas which says Vasudha eva kutumbakam. The whole world, Vasudha eva kutumbakam. The whole world is one family, one unit. Sari Dharti Gopal ki, the whole land belongs to God. Right? Srila Prabhupada, the founder of Shri, used to say, where was America 500 years back? You ask this question. Where was America 500 years? Nothing like America existed 500 years back. Somebody called Columbus, he went searching for India, he reached America by mistake, and then so he thought that is India. Later they realized it is America, and there were native Americans staying there who were also called Indians. And then they found the country of India. Actually, they are Europeans who went to America and established themselves there. And then they started, this is my land. Where is your land? You be here for 100 years, that's all. After that, you're dead and gone. Land becomes somebody else's. So we make borders and we fight over the borders. So that's our problem. So because we don't have that brotherhood between the countries. So when we want to have that universal brotherhood, then we have to have universal fatherhood. Universal brotherhood is not possible unless we accept universal father. Then we can accept, okay, everybody's father is one, then we are all brothers. So that universal brotherhood has to be, that consciousness has to come. So because of lack of God consciousness, people are fighting. They are thinking, this is my land. What to speak of countries, even states are fighting. Idu Kannada, idu Maharashtra. Now Kannadigaru, we are great. We will not give water to you. Fighting, who gave water? We are making water, no, God is giving water. What is the problem? We will drink and excess water give to others. Why should we fight over water? Why should we fight over borders? We make borders and we fight. And the states are also dividing. Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, we will fight. We are great. Fighting. So we make borders and we fight. So we should come above this narrow-minded understanding of what is land, what is life. Then that fraternity can be maintained. Then that loving affection can be maintained. There can be peace in the world. Right? Is that okay, sir? What is your understanding?
No questions? You have questions.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So there is this shlok in Bhagavad Gita. Yasmano dvijate loko, sorry if I lokano dvijate jaya harsha marsha bhayodvikair mukto yah sa cha me priya. So in this, Krishna says those who are not a source of annoyance to anyone, or who don't get agitated by anyone, who are similar in pain and sorrows, and free from fear and anxiety, are very dear to me. So for an example, recently I was working on something from months, day and night, and I got successful in it too. It went really well, whatever I was working on, and I felt happiness. But right after that, I had this experience of like someone scolded me. So that was also something that hurt me. But I kind of got happiness just before that, something that I was working on since months. So how can I forget what happened right after that and focus on the happiness that I was working on for so many months, and then like be happy about it rather than thinking about what happened afterwards.
Very relevant question. What's your name?
Pavni.
Pavani. Pavani. Oh, yes. So this is a verse in Bhagavad Gita is quoting about Yasman no dvijate loko loka no dvijate harsha marsha bhayot veger mukto yasacha me priya. Krishna says those who are, actually this whole section is like this. 6 verses, 12th chapter talk about this. We should rise above dualities. There are dualities in this world. Sukha, dukha, happiness and distress. Man, apman. Right? Sometimes you may get a big garland and glorification, and later time somebody may bad mouth about you and insult you, or may write something wrong about you in the groups. It happens. Sometimes you may get success, jaya, ajaya, victory or defeat. It may happen. So Krishna says, try to rise above these two dualities. dualities. Matra Sparshasta Kaunteya, Shita Ushna, heat and cold. Sukha Dukha, Mana Apamana, these are all the dualities in this. One should try to tolerate these dualities and rise above them. Such a person becomes very dear to Krishna. So those who are on the spiritual platform, they will be able to rise above these dualities. When you understand that you are not this body, you rise above these dualities for this body. Like somebody is very fair, so he may get a lot of, selfies and all. Somebody is not so good looking, people may neglect him. Right? Generally, when suppose film actors, when they are young, youthful, they have a lot of fans. But after they cross 50, 60 years and their beauty is no longer there, nobody is there around them. Right? In YouTube, there are some videos, film actors then and now. At one point of time, they were so popular, now there are nobody around them. They will be feeling so lonely because they were living a life with so many people and fans. Suddenly, nobody is there. This is the test. How do I react in this situation? So because we think I am this body, people connected to the body are mine, so we will not be able to rise above dualities. When you understand I am soul, I am part and parcel of God, servant of God, and in that time also I will connect to God and be happy. So Krishna says here, a devotee is it doesn't cause disturbance to anybody and he is not disturbed by anybody. Somebody may glorify him, he takes it neutral, he is not jumping. See, so people are glorifying me. No, very much steady. Because he understands. आज ये glorify कर रहा है, कल गाली भी देगा. He may scold me. Yeah. So he is not. There is another relevant verse in Bhagavad Gita where he says that it says that in happiness he is not elated, and in distress he doesn't get depressed. Generally, when happiness comes, you become excited. See, I'm so happy. I got first rank. And you'll be on the top of the sky, shouting, I'm first rank. Yeah, success may come, but it's temporary. Don't become so excited. Because life is like this, sinusoidal. Sometimes kabhi khushi, kabhi gum. Aate rehta hai. That's a fact. So he doesn't get excited when there is happiness, and he doesn't get depressed when there is misery. That is also temporary. It will go away. Just like seasons go away. The rainy season, heavy rain it was. Just tolerate. 2 months, it will be gone. And cold will come. They have to put sweater and cold, chill, cold. Just tolerate. After January, it will be gone. After that, summer will come. You have to have all cotton dress and AC and everything. Tolerate. That will also be gone. Similarly, happiness, mental happiness. Wait, it will be gone. Miseries. Just wait for something, it will be gone. So Krishna says, don't take these two things seriously. Whatever happiness or distress, continue your spiritual journey. That's what Krishna is emphasizing here. Okay?
Any other question? You have to come here. Run and come. We have less time.
Namaste, sir. So I have a question. Like, people say there are creator and destroyer of the world. So is it something like the world was really created and will ever destroy once, or is it something like it was there and will exist always?
What's your name?
Palak.
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 Palak. Okay. Thank you. So, actually, world is created, and the question is whether world is created and destroyed, or world was there and will continue to exist. That's the question. Actually, this is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, 8th chapter. Bhutva bhutva pradiyate. World is created repeatedly and destroyed repeatedly. Okay, so that is the understanding. How is it? It is cyclic. It is a cyclic time mentioned in the Vedas. There is creation, there is maintenance, there is destruction. And after destruction, there is again creation, again destruction, again creation, again destruction. Bhutva bhutva praliyate. Right? Ratyagame praliyante prabhavantyharagame. When Brahmaji's night comes, everything is destroyed. And at the daytime, again it's created. So that's how it is. But on a whole, now we may say energy cannot be created, not destroyed. How is that? Is Einstein wrong? Right? E is equal to mc square. Where is quantum physics in this? Yes, I'll explain that also. Energy or matter as a whole, it always exists. But the form of matter is created and destroyed. You know, these children nowadays play with those clay, Chinese clay. What is it? Slime? Something like this. That is always existing. Imagine that is matter. It always exists. But from that you may make a rope, from that you can make a square or make a ball, and you can destroy the ball and make something else. So energy as a whole, matter, the world as a whole is always existing, but the form of this world keeps changing. Are you able to understand? The form of this matter keeps changing. For example, this table was a tree a couple of years back. The tree got dried up, it became it was cut and made into this thing. How long this will be there? Maybe another 10 years? Maybe. After that it starts, maybe insects start eating it or something, and then they dispose it. They may use it as a firewood, it will burn, it will become mud. And that same mud, after some time, you put a seed, and the same mud becomes a tree again. So matter, energy as a whole is always existing, but the form of energy keeps changing. Okay? Thank you.
Namaste, sir. Everyone say that we should believe in karma. Should I believe in karma? Yeah, karma is real.
What's your name? Kushi. Do you know Newton's third law? Anybody knows Newton's third law of motion? Yeah, every action has got a that is karma. If you want to explain karma, nothing but Newton's third law. Every action has got a equal and opposite reaction. Right? You throw a ball, it will bounce back at the same speed. Same thing. Now Newton's third law talks only about physical objects. So every action has got a opposite reaction, like that. But it also involves words, actions, deeds. If you do good to others, good will come back to you in proportion. If you speak wrong and hurt others' heart, you will be hurt by others. So that's the reaction. So there is nothing but karma. Is it clear? I answered very briefly, but there are 5 types of karma. We will not get into the topic sometime later.
Thank you. Prabhuji, I think we will end this session with this last question, where I always felt meditation is closing your eyes, sitting in that posture, and then keeping your fingers in this position, mudra position, and then you meditate. But here, when you, in the slide it showed that meditation is that mantra which you can recite. So how that is different, and what exactly meditation is?
Thank you. So madam is asking a question, what is meditation? So dhyana, in Sanskrit it is called dhyana. So fixing the mind on one object, that's called dhyana, meditation. So what is the topmost object of meditation? God, or God's name, God's form, God's qualities. That is the highest object of meditation. I see some people doing meditations looking at the candle flame. Oh, that is meditation. But the object of meditation is something fire. Not very high. Some people are meditating on a movie, watching this. Every scene of the movie. They are in full. If somebody calls them, they will not listen also. Fully absorbed. Right? Or somebody is fully absorbed in games, or especially video games, PUBG and all these things. Fully focused. Everybody has to focus on something. but the object of true meditation is God. So, and it is said that the goal of meditation is also to attain God. So when you meditate on God, that is actually meditation. Even Patanjali says, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. So what you are mentioning about asanas and postures, in the Patanjali Ashtanga Yoga system, that is just the Yama, Niyama, Asana. Asana is the third step. Yama means following the don'ts, avoiding the don'ts. Niyama means to do the necessary things for the meditation, like getting up early in the morning, is the do. And don'ts means avoiding cigarettes, smoking, drinking, which is not good for yoga. So Yama, Niyama. Asana is the third thing, which is posture. Sitting in a comfortable posture, like I showed on photo of a man sitting in posture. Then comes pranayam, breathing. Then comes dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So after you do all these things, then you focus the mind on God. It's called dharana. Dharana means to hold an object in the mind, especially God's name, God's form. So that's the object of meditation. So when you chant Hare Krishna mantra, you are focusing the mind on God's name, which is also meditation. So when you chant, you vibrate the sound and you hear the sound. It's called sound meditation. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So you chant and you hear the sound. The sound will purify our heart. So this is called mantra meditation. And some people do silent meditation, which is also effective, but many people sleep off because there is no. You may do for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, but after that people go into sleep because they are not able to hold the mind on that object for a long time. According to Patanjali, dharana means to hold the mind on a particular object for 12 seconds. That dharana. Difficult hogi. 12 seconds. Dhyana stage means 12 into 12, almost 2.5 minutes. Holding the mind on one object. And samadhi means 12 into 12 into 12, is almost like 24 minutes. If they are able to hold the mind on this mantra for 24 minutes, that's samadhi stage. See, on 12 seconds is difficult because within 1 second mind goes all over the world. So we have to practice it. By practice, we will be able to control the mind. Thank you.
Here we end the question answer session. We have vote of thanks right now.
I think if people have questions, I put my email ID here in case people want to know more. You can note down this, you can write to me. So that's my email ID, you can write to me also.
In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 34 says that, learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him with reverence and render service unto him. Such an enlightened saint can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. By quoting this, I would like to thank our today's guest of honor, Sri Suvarna Gaurahari ji, for enlightening us with his presence, Major Dr. Rekha Sinha ma'am for organizing such a meaningful session, teachers and all the staff members, the students for attending this session. I once again like to thank our guests for letting us know how humans are special compared to other living beings, aspect of life management and how to have a regulated life, importance of mantra and how mantra eliminates distraction, provides peace of mind and calms our mind. Thank you so much, sir.